Hello, in this video we'll go over how to create a discussion using VoiceThread in Blackboard. To begin, in your course site, go to a content area that you'd like to add a discussion to, and then go to Build Content and choose VoiceThread. Give your discussion a name in the name field. And then in the larger description box, you can either add directions for the discussion, or you can just add some brief directions for students explaining that they need to click this link to access the directions. The way VoiceThread works, it's actually better to put your directions into a PowerPoint slide and upload it a little bit later in the process. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm just going to tell students to click this link to access the discussion. And then since I want this to be graded, under Enable Evaluation, I'll choose Yes, and I'm going to grade this discussion out of 100 points. And then I'll click Submit. Now I'll click on that new link that I've created, and VoiceThread's going to give me some options. Here I'm going to choose Assignment Builder, and then Comment. Now I'll click Continue, and I'm going to use the Create a New VoiceThread button in the upper right corner. If I was reusing a VoiceThread that I'd already created, it would appear in the lower part of the page for me to click on. But I'll be creating from scratch for this example, using the Create a New VoiceThread button. I'm going to add that PowerPoint slide I mentioned with my directions from my computer, using the Add from Computer button. As my PowerPoint slide uploads, if I needed to add more content, I can click Add Media and pull in more things. As you can see, you're able to pull in a slide from your computer, or you could just record yourself speaking to students as an audio or video slide. That tends to be the more popular options, either typing it out in a PowerPoint slide and uploading it, or just saying it yourself and recording it in the moment. Either one works. Now up at the top here, I'm going to change Untitled to the name of my discussion. And then I'm going to click Continue. And now here it's going to give me a preview of what my VoiceThread looks like. So this is exactly what I want to see. My slide that I created in PowerPoint beforehand has the questions I'd like my students to answer. Since this looks good, I'm going to click Continue. And then I'm presented with some options for how students will participate in the discussion. First, you can decide how many comments students have to make at a minimum. I'm just going to leave that on 1 for now, but you would set it to whatever is appropriate for your discussion. You can also decide what types of comments you'd like them to be able to make. Sometimes folks don't want students to be able to do typed comments, so you could uncheck text if that were the case, and that would only allow them to record audio or video comments. Make sure that Allow students to add slides to any VoiceThreads for this assignment is unchecked, and then click Continue. Here you'll be presented with the same information just to verify that it's correct. If everything still looks good, you can scroll down, and here you'll see a start date, a due date, and a close date. The start date will be when you want this to become visible to the students. The due date is when you want it to visibly be due, and the close date is when you no longer want students to be able to make comments. Usually the due date and the close date are the same, but if you'd like to give students a few days to buffer to get late points, you can make the close date a few days after. Or you can skip them all together and keep the whole VoiceThread open all semester. That's what I'll do here. At the bottom here, you also see options for how you're going to grade. You can either do percentage, points, or you can do complete incomplete, which is sort of a hot-cold option where you can just indicate that the student did it or did not do it. I'll leave it on percentage as the default. And that's it. When I come back to my content area, I'll see discussion 1 here. When I click on it, this is what will come up. Student names appear on the right, and once they start posting, I'll be able to click on their names, and there'll be a place to listen to what they've posted and a box for me to type in their grades. If I'd like to view the full VoiceThread, I can click on Assignment Content, and it will appear.